Major legal win for former President Donald Trump.
In a 6-3 decision, the Supreme Court ruled that the former president is immune from prosecution in certain cases, but not all of them. ABC's Bree Jackson has the latest from Washington. Bree, fill us in.
Good morning, Danita, Dave. So in a landmark decision regarding presidential power, Supreme Court justices ruled presidents are not absolutely immune from criminal prosecution, instead saying they are only immune for official acts while in office. In a 6-3 decision, the High Court's conservative majority ruled that former President Trump is immune from criminal prosecution for official acts as president, but not for unofficial ones.
It doesn't give any immunity from ordinary criminal law to the president, the most powerful figure in our government.
The majority opinion stating the president must be able to carry out his constitutional duties without undue caution. Liberal justices writing, "With fear for our democracy, I dissent." Trump praising the ruling as a big win for our Constitution and democracy, proud to be an American. President Biden condemning it.
This nation was founded on the principle that there are no kings in America.
The president urging voters to reject his political opponent at the polls this November.
The American people must decide if Trump's embrace of violence to preserve his power is acceptable.
Americans are deeply divided.
This court will go down in history for that, for their intentional delay. They tipped the scales of justice.
Trump's role on January 6th was the commander-in-chief and president of the United States of America. And like he said, let's go peacefully.
The Supreme Court's ruling extends the delay in the federal election interference case against Trump. And when it comes to the January 6th election interference case, that now goes back to the lower courts, making it all but certain that former President Trump will not face trial ahead of this November's election. Danita?
Well, Bree, what is former President Trump asking be done about his guilty verdict in the hush money trial?
So Trump's attorneys have written a letter to the judge overseeing that case. They want to postpone the sentencing and set aside the verdict after the Supreme Court's ruling Monday. Now, this ruling from the Supreme Court limits what evidence can be used at trial. So some of the events from the hush money trial, they did take place after Mr. Trump took office back in 2017. That includes some of the personal checks that were signed during that time.
All right, Bree Jackson reporting live from D.C. for us this morning. Thank you.